And
Welcome.
Back.
We back,
Listen,
baby.
man, it's the Free Gems Podcast, episode 71.
72?
71. I believe it's 71.
Nah, it's
it is episode 72.
Yeah,
But listen,
that's 72.
not the important part.
Don't matter.
It's the Free Gems Podcast, man. Episode 72. We got a super special guest.
Yes.
We got two illustrious
Two
guests.
heavy
right now.
hitters, two superstars
Two
right
superstars
now.
in the game right now, making big waves in media and in fashion, man. We got Crack is Whack in the middle, you know what I'm saying, in the middle. We got my boy Bruno Ponte in the middle also.
Yes. Welcome.
We got the founder and the visionaries of Crack is Whack, the brand. We got the founder of Aponte Media. You know what I'm saying? Another brand also going crazy right now, coming out of New Jersey, man. We're super excited to have him on the podcast. And how's it going, man? How y'all doing?
Yo, thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you guys. It's an honor to be here. I've been wanting to come here for so long. Every time I see an episode, I'm like,
it was only a matter of time till I had you on here, for real. Like, for people who don't know, man, we go way back. Like,
he's the
Crack,
first person to ever tattoo me at 14,
and ruin your
my
life.
Mom definitely hates him to this day.
As she should.
Right.
Like, for real, yeah, I had no business tattooing this young man. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always tell people the story, like, when people mention, be like, yo, I see you're cool, Crack, or it'd be like, oh, you know Chris. I'm like, yeah, that's my boy. We've known him for mad long. Yeah. And I'm like, he's actually the first person to ever pay me triple digits for a tattoo. Like, literally, like, respect. I gotta drop a ding, 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 like a little, feel me? Nice little chime on that, because, man, you don't know what that did for me when I was a kid. Like, because I was like 17 at the time. So that 100 literally opened my eyes. Like, yo, people are willing to pay me $100.
Talk about 100%. It had to put a battery in your back.
Right. Yeah. It changed the vision, because back then, man, to make an extra $100 cash on the side of my actual job, I was like, oh, it's fucking lit. You know what I'm saying? And on that, you tip me like an extra 20. It was like $1.20. I'm like, what? Yo, I thought I was on the moon, man.
See,
so
that was the beginning.
Yeah. So I love to be able to give this platform up so that we can talk about, you know, the whole story, the beginning, because Crack is Whack, Aponte Media, y'all been going crazy. I see you guys working together.
Nah, for real. Y'all making a whole lot of noise. Whole lot of noise.
For some years now, too. But before we get into anything, tell the people where you guys are from. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about it, because y'all from different places, but both from Jersey.
Yeah, I'm from Patterson, New Jersey.
Okay, big shouts out to Patterson. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I'm from Leonia, 07605,
Yes, sir.
Bergen County.
Okay.
Shouts out.
Yeah, shouts out to both, man, because both areas, Bergen County, Passaic County, super big.
Yeah, and we neighbors. We right here. Feel me?
Yeah,
It's all
there's
love ever.
so many talented people in both counties. It's just it's like a small world. Like, I never knew when I was a jit. Like, I never knew anything other than Bergen County. I was like Passaic County, Hudson County.
Right.
I went to North Bergen for the first time in like 2014. I was like, where the fuck am I?
You thought you was in Queens or some shit. That's how it was when I went to Patterson for the first time. I didn't know I had an uncle that lived in Patterson for since I was a kid, and I used to go over there without even realizing I was going over there till I moved to Jersey, and then eventually I went there. I'm like, this looks very familiar. The Poppy Bus and Broadway always looked familiar to me.
No, 100%.
And then it hit me like, oh, I used to come here my whole life. So then I realized, like, Patterson is the trenches. Congratulations, you made it. Like, making it past 21 ain't easy out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we're from the suburbs. You know what I'm saying? Bergen County is much more suburban, much safer. You know what I'm saying? So Patterson, I know growing up in Patterson had to be crazy.
Yeah, but we could talk on that a bit, because I feel like, for real, and this is something that me and Crack have talked about recently. You know, being in the space where we're on, Belmont Ave, is a spot that's considered very hot. You know, it's the trenches or whatever. But you know, I feel great being there at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Because you get this love when you're not in somebody's way, and when you're doing your own thing. You know what I mean? You get this kind of love where you embrace it at the end of the day.
It's the best. Like, we made a tee, and it was I could have been on Broadway, but I'm on Belmont. And so what we did is
talk about it.
What we did was I'm happy to be in Patterson for you know many reasons, but the real reason is I'm brown. Actually, we're all brown here. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We're all Afro-Latino or African. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's super important, because I'm from an area in Bergen County where it's not that it's not like diverse, but like there's no like communal love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so now we're in Patterson. It's like I get to see people like. I had options to move the store or to the studio to a store in Bergen County, but I'd much rather be in Patterson, because I get to see people that look like me, sound like me, talk like me, and go through my struggles.
Wow.
And Bergen County, not that there's, you know, not that there's like wrong with it, but it's just like think about it, there's not a lot of people walking stores like
Right,
in Englewood.
yeah.
And Englewood is maybe the only place or town or city that people walk down the strip. Like if you go to Fort Lee, not everybody's just walking down there.
That's actually not the demographic you're looking for.
They're driving. They're driving, going to the spot, parking in the parking lot, and then going inside. And then when they're done, they leave. People in Patterson, they linger, but they also they want to talk to you. They want to see what you're doing. Like they want to catch the vibe. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's super important for me because every time I go to work, quote unquote work. I'm not really going to work. I say hi to my neighbor who's Peruvian. They're like, yo, I need to make you some arroz chaufa. Like, it's really love. And then what is it, 2 days ago?
Bro, if it wasn't for being where we're at right now, we brought in a new machine to the shop, right? I'm talking about this thing must weigh like 800 pounds plus.
Right.
If it wasn't for the love from the block that we got, we wouldn't have gotten into the store because we needed like 5, 6 dudes. We needed like 5, 6 dudes on this machine just to get it through the door. You get what I'm saying? And just me and him by ourselves, we wouldn't have gotten it done.
What you're saying is very, very touching. It shows that you guys, it's about community for you guys. And like you were saying, if you would set up shop in any other place, you feel like you wouldn't have had that communal touch.
Yeah.
So where you can, you can connect with the people in the local community. You can also inspire, the ones growing up in that community to like, wow, look what they're doing. I feel like sometimes, like, even if, like, let's say you put your shop in another place, you might, of course, regardless, you guys have been doing well, but it wouldn't have been the same feel to it.
No. Absolutely not.
It would have been felt more like work than it does now.
And that's like super important to me because like this is all I breathe. Like I sleep, breathe, MadeByCrack, MBC Print Shop, and I take my work serious enough to this is how I make money. This is how me and my brothers this is how we live. You know what I'm saying? Like this is gonna be bigger than us, and that's the whole goal. What MadeByCrack was like. Okay. I don't want this to be like I want to separate Crack is Whack or me out of MadeByCrack. Like you just think of MadeByCrack because you see 3 individuals that are in graphic manufacturing and then media. Like I want people to know like, if I need something done, MadeByCrack is definitely gonna do it, and it's gonna precede my expectations through the roof.
Absolutely.
And that's why when I say I'm going to work, I'm not really going to work. I'm going to the store. Like when we say we're going to work, we're just going to the store.
And I want to cut you off because you just said so many things that I really was gonna ask already. And we already jumped in going straight to the store, and I'm like, wait, we gotta backtrack. You know what I'm saying? We can't go straight to the store because you threw that in there. I'm like, damn, I wanted to mention this first. Yeah. Like, all right, so the store, of course, beautiful. I see what y'all got going on, but we got to start from the beginning. Like, where did the idea of MadeByCrack come from? And I also want to get to the bottom of what does Crack is Whack mean to you? Because we've been calling you Crack for years. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, back in the day, I'm going to use Trap C. You know what I'm saying? Like, respect, I still got you on my phone as Trap C. There was a reason that was your name. You know what I'm saying? My son was getting to it. So, like, when did it turn into Crack is Whack and then MadeByCrack?
Okay, so, this goes back to 2017. I went to Bergen Community College, and Bergen at that time was just like, I come from high school, I come from Leonia, so it's just like a small niche, small town. I think like my graduated class was probably maybe 200 people. Yeah. Wow. So when I go to Bergen Community, right, I'm in 12th grade year in 12th grade in high school. I feel like I'm in 13th grade. Like, there's so many people I did not know.
It's like Instagram in person.
Yeah.
It's like, shit, you're right here.
Right. So it was so cool to do that. So then, I started throwing parties with a DJ named DJ Prince.
Shout out to Prince. That's my boy.
You feel me? So that's my boy. We started becoming a duo, and we would throw parties, 300, 200 people in like a small area, small little, little venue. And it was really cool. And then people started getting my name out there. And then I started doing modeling. Yeah.
I remember you was doing a lot of hostings, modeling.
So I was doing a lot of hosting. So I shied from hosting to do modeling. And then not too long after that, I got my first opportunity. Shout out to Andy Mack, one of my bestest pals. Okay, he's a photographer.
Shout out Andy.
He's a photographer, and they were doing a fashion show. Yeah, he was doing. He was photographing. He was taking pictures of a fashion show, and I got to audition. And then I'm in college. I'm a wrestler, so I wrestled my whole entire life.
Yeah, facts. People don't know about that. My son was like that.
Yeah, so I'm in the van going to like somewhere upstate, and after I send my audition and stuff like that, I get a notification on my phone, and it's my email. And it's like, "Yo, you're accepted. This is the call time. This, that, and the third." So I'm like, okay, cool. Like I'm thinking like this is a small fashion show, bro. When I go to Penn Station, I go into the building. It's the Cipriani or some shit like right across. Yep. So it's like really big. I go in and I'm just like, I'm a kid from Leonia, New Jersey. I'm like,
they just threw you in a mix to the wolves.
I have no business being in this big ass place. Wow. And it was crazy. So then I did that. Then pretty much like I dropped out of school. I got a job as a concierge in the city.
I remember that.
Yeah, my ex-girlfriend. She put me on, her uncle put me on, and I started working. And this is like 2018. So like I stopped, doing what I was doing, and I'm working a 9 to 5. But like this 9 to 5 is like working for the rich. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
The 1%. I'm talking about like 18,000 is the lowest rent for the apartment. So I'm in Lexington Ave. Like,
Lexington Ave.
It's like really, it's really
upscale.
Really upscale. So I'm working, and the life force of me is just draining. Like people don't like these 1%ers. Like they don't. You're just something minute. You're a passing fly. You're something like really small. So then you feel it, and then if you have a boss that like. At the end of the day, I was getting paid like $25 an hour at that
time, which is great.
Like 19.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I'm like, dude, what?
Paid,
I'm like, yo, I could take care of me and my partner.
Yeah.
And she doesn't have to like worry about like other shit. So I was like, cool. I'm gonna put us on my back.
Lit.
So I was like, okay, $25 an hour, dog. I'm getting paid weekly. I'm like,
you living like Big Meech, nigga.
Bro, so
at that age,
bro. So it was crazy because then we would go out to eat, and I didn't have to feel like shit, we're scraping pennies.
Yeah.
So like we would go to a restaurant and I'm like, oh, like I don't even look at the bill. I'm just
like it's lit.
It's paying. So then it's cool, but then your creativity, like I stopped doing like parties to stop modeling because it got super hard and you're working like all these crazy hours. Right. And because you're the new guy, they're like shitting on you.
Yeah.
Like,
hey, go do that. That's not
and it's a 24-hour service.
Yeah.
So if I'm the new guy and I'm working 3 to 11 and then somebody's like, oh, I'm calling out because fuck you. my boss at the time was like, yeah, fuck you. You're going to have to stay. So 3 to 11 to 11 to 7 a.m. and then go home. And I'm working in the city.
So that's an hour to commute.
I have to go back home
to come back,
sleep a little bit, and then come back. So then you do that often. You like just lose my mind. So I started losing my mind, right? So then I get transferred. Fast forward a year, I'm like really like I'm down and out. Like I'm really just feeling like shit. Like I don't feel good.
You gotta
go
through that rock bottom.
And that's why I have a tattoo on my neck that says I've been to hell and back. And let me tell you, it was wonderful because I was really down.
That's deep.
And my relationship with everything was dying, and I felt like everyone will feel this way somehow, some way. It's just like I feel like I was done, and I had nothing left to give, and people might have a response to that or really just relate to it because it was like, I'm at 0%. Like I was at 100 in 2018, and then as the years go on, 2019 and 2020, I was like really down. So then I quit my job. I tell my partner, I tell my mom, listen, I'm done. I can't do this no more. It's either I'm done or I'm really gone. I'm not gonna be here for much longer. So I just couldn't. And it was just like me being vulnerable and asking for help. Like I don't have any more to give, and I'm asking you guys, what should I do? And I need some help, and I need some like loving. I just need love.
Guidance.
I just need some guidance because I come from a home where my mom is my mom, dad, my fucking superhero, my bestest. Like I put my mom on a pedestal because she is the gold standard for me. I didn't have a dad.
She's done everything for you.
Yeah, so she's a doctor. Like I need to be better than my mom. That's how I view it. Yeah. So I'm just like I don't have anything left to give, and she just wants Spanish people and like everybody else is like ethnic. Parents just want you to fucking win. They want you to like. We just want you to be good. We want you to be better than us. So So I told my mom and I told my partner. I was like, listen, I think I'm done. I have like 2 paychecks that are in the tuck. We're gonna figure this out. So what do? I just start Googling YouTube. So I'm like, all right, I have all this time off. Like, what should I do? And then obviously the money starts running out. Like,
of course.
You're not making no money.
Using the reserves.
Yeah, so I'm using the reserves. I had literally, no cap, $100 in my bank account left after a month and a half of just.
A month and a half. That's not even a long time.
Just living. So then.
Making
I get a custom. I get a custom from somebody, and I didn't like it. And
a custom, explain to people what that means.
So a custom was like a custom pair of pants. So it was a 1-of-1, right? So I was like, damn, I don't like this. I want to see if I can make it myself. So then what do? I get like obsessive with YouTube, and like I go to YouTube University. So then I'm like, oh,
facts.
Maybe I could sew. And then I talked to my aunt, and my aunt's a seamstress from DR. So then she's like, do it, try it. So I'm like, okay. So I go to Walmart, and I'm like, damn. I always have to steal from like big corporations.
It's important to steal sometimes.
Yeah,
it's part of the process.
Like sometimes you just gotta do it just because fuck you.
Yeah, especially Walmart. Yeah, I got it.
You don't treat your workers right. I gotta steal. So I'm out here doing the old scanning the thing, but I have a piece of gum on the.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm about to pay 75 cents for this $86 sewing machine. It's a starter sewing machine. Then my partner, she like walks away. She got like started getting nervous. I'm like, so she walks away. So then that alerts like the guard. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. Like I'm gonna go. He's like, this is not 86 cents. I was like, this is not a piece of gum. I was like, I don't know. So they try to pop me. I was like, no, I can pay for it. So then. Fast forward.
Yeah, you dragged it. You try to steal an $80-something item. They're checking for that. At the exits, they're looking at the receipt just for that one item.
I'm sure he's making it hot.
You gotta know that when you leave in Walmart, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, if you're gonna steal from Walmart, do it right. You gotta know they're looking for the big items on the receipts.
Yeah, I didn't know about that. So then, I go into my house. We start setting up the room just to be like a workspace, and fast forward a couple days later, I'm like practicing. It took me like 3 days to set up the machine. I don't know what I'm doing.
You learned.
It's the best part.
So then fast forward, months and weeks, and I'm just I don't have a job. So like actually like shout out to my ex-partners. Like she really held it down for the summer of 2019 because I didn't have income. Like I was just literally like, if I sold the custom, that was the money I made. And it was like super important to me to learn and hone my craft. And she pretty much like held it down. Like she was like, we're gonna just be single check. Like it's whatever we make, whatever I make off this is like what we're gonna have fun with. And we made it work. And I think that was like really important.
That's love.
And that's what put the battery in my back like to the max, because like she held me down.
I gotta reciprocate this.
And I was like, you know what? You got me, and I'm gonna have you forever. Even if we break up, like I got you for life. Like it goes that deep. So then I started sewing. And I started selling like my first custom. My first custom I sold I think for like $75. It was a pair of pants. Damn. And I was like, damn, this shit took me so long. But I sold it for X amount, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take myself out to eat, and I'm gonna enjoy the fruits of my labor. And then boom, I go
something
eat.
clicked.
You treat yourself.
Yeah, something clicked, and then after that, like we just started like experimenting, like. After like sewing, I was like, okay, I could sew, but how can I like monetize this like even more? Like how can I make money like easier? Because like sewing takes time. Like people could people could like buy this, but like not everybody could afford a $250 pair of pants or $200 something or $1,000 pair of something. So then I started looking towards like heat pressing, right? So I bought my first heat press, and then COVID happened. Boom.
Ooh, everything is you just shake this shit up.
Yeah, so
let's figure this shit out again.
So we're in a room. I'm in my mom's house. I'm in my room. I'm living with my partner, and I have my dog. So like we don't have fucking like a lot of space. Like it's smaller than this room itself.
Yeah, and then when you add a dog, it makes the room smaller.
So everything is just small, right? So then we go from heat press to then I learn about screen printing. I'm like, what the fuck is screen printing?
Yeah, because I heat pressed before. I used to do heat press shirts, so I know what that is, and I could tell the quality of shit. I'm like, no, that's the screen print. That is far from a heat print.
So then.
You could watch that.
So then COVID happened, and it was just people call it the bandemic. It was really a bandemic.
No,
so I don't really got to talk about it. But, right.
If you know, you know. Allegedly.
If you know, you know. I don't know, but
I mean, the money was legal. It's lit. They was giving it out. Shit.
Was people running it up.
Right. You get 10,000. You get 10,000. You get 10,000.
All forgiven. All forgiven.
Right. So it was a beautiful time. God bless.
So then unemployment hit as well. So I'm just like, you know what? Instead of, a lot of people in our generation was like, I never saw $10,000 at one time. Right. So a lot of kids were like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what they thought. Like, I never saw 10,000. Like, I don't know the concept of money. And what I was doing before, you know, I was sewing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understood what money was, and I grew up in a single parent home. So I definitely knew what money was.
Yeah,
right. And I knew what the importance of it. So, like, I started saving, and I just looked at myself one day. I was like, this is going to end one day. I need to know how I can make this shit last for a lifetime and a generation. So then I was like, all right, bet. We're gonna move. I moved out. I got a nice apartment with my partner, and we were like, all right, we're gonna figure this shit out. So then I started screen printing. I started, you know, YouTubing. I started Googling, and a lot of people don't know. Like, people nowadays ask me like, how can you get these things, or how'd you do this? I'm like, bro, fucking Google is free, bro.
That ass.
And honestly, it's not like people take Google for granted. They don't like really just like understand it. Like, yo, honestly, if you don't know like what screen printing is, like how to print a graphic on a t-shirt or how to put a graphic on a t-shirt, like it goes that simple. Like, you don't need to know like what screen printing is. If you don't know what screen printing is, you don't know it.
These are gems you're dropping, by the way. Like, Marv, you could be dropping all through this right now.
So
because he's dropping straight gems, especially for anybody looking to do like anything similar or any business. Google that shit.
Yeah,
it takes that much.
It's Google and ask questions. Like
100%.
Honestly, like people don't ask questions because they're scared. Honestly, my biggest thing was asking questions, and I paid for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I found a print shop. Shout out to Bolt Print Shop. Shout out to Tommy. He's my he's one of my biggest mentors in the game right now.
Shout out to Tommy.
So I would spend money. I would learn. I would get things done, but also ask questions, because if I'm trying to learn how to make better products, I need to know what's the method of making this product. Right. And so what I did was paid for sauce. Like, and I was talking to Bruno about this like a couple days ago. It's like a lot of people don't want to pay for sauce, and they want to ask. And honestly, sometimes you have to pay for this shit. Like,
no, absolutely.
People pay for mentorships.
Absolutely.
And
for sure, all the time.
And I'll be telling people be like, yo, how can I learn from you? I'm like, listen, I'm going to teach you everything, but it's going to be at this price point, and it's not going to be cheap. You know what I'm saying? Like,
respectfully.
$1,500, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000. Like, you will win because you're learning from my losses and from my winning. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's very big.
You go to college, you're paying $100,000 plus interest that you're never gonna pay off. Right. But I'm telling you, you want to learn this shit. I don't take people serious. Like, if you want to learn it, I'm gonna show you, but I'm gonna tell you how it is. Right. And I'm gonna tell you you're gonna lose money. Right. Because you have to. Losing money is not a loss.
No, not at all.
You have to experience.
You have to know what works for you. What works for me is not gonna work for you. But I'm gonna teach you how to get to where I'm at right now. 100%. You know what I'm saying? So then, I learned sauce, and then I used the money that I got from the pandemic, and I bought my first machine. I bought it for X amount of dollars, and I didn't know what I was doing, but I bought it because I knew I was going to use it eventually. Fast forward 2 years later.
You saw the vision.
I moved down to Miami, and I see the art scene there, and I'm like, you know what? This is not for me. I'm going to use the rest of my money, and this is very, very real. Like, you're going to lose money. You're going to lose
everything.
You're going to, if you really want this shit, like, I thought Miami was the way for me, and it wasn't. And I had, my reserves, and I was like, I told my mom, I was like, I think I'm gonna come home. Right. And I came home, and shortly after, I bought the studio at 540 39th Street, Unit City. Unit 7. Yeah, from Unit 7. From my homies, Andy Mack and those guys. So we rented the thing. I used everything. I don't have no financial backing. I don't have a loan. I used my hard-earned money, and I used it, and we built a studio. We built it to where we could have, and it got to a point where it was done. Like, when you're growing out of something, you need to get out. I felt like, and I was telling Bruno, and I was telling one of my other brothers, Pablo, I was like, listen,
shout out to Pablo, big Pablo.
Yeah, man, shout out to him. I was feeling like a shark in a small tank, and you can only grow as much as your environment is. Yeah, so I'd rather be a small fish in a big ass fucking pond with my two brothers, rather than being in a little fish tank and being the big fish there. Like, I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? And I think it was really important for us to go, and we were subleasing, and you know, it's really real. Things happen, and people get kicked out.
Right.
You know, they were purging the whole spot because the whole building got a new little funding. And they were like, "Oh yeah, y'all gotta go.
We're cleansing this shit.
You gotta go."
So you mentioned your two brothers, and we definitely got to get into Bruno's whole background and your story because I really want to get into how did you guys connect and everything. But I think first we gotta start with Aponte Media. Like, how long have you been into the whole cinematography and working with cameras, and how did that turn into Aponte Media, and then that turned into the relationship you got now with Crack, where y'all are so together? I don't see Crack without you at this point, and I realized on the ground, I'm like, oh, you're behind all this marketing and all these visuals. I'm like, oh, it makes sense because you guys' promotion videos are A1. Like, I fell in love after I saw that GTA video, man. Like, and because you guys put like a little bit of like comedy, satire, like quick little, and it's funny. Like, even the way you guys had the dude switching the fit, it was literally like he would jump, and then all of a sudden he was another fit just like GTA. Like, shit like that is super dope, and it connects with us even as at this age now where I'm 29, like that reminds me of being a kid, and it made me feel like, I don't know, it just brought a smile to my face. And I was like, how the fuck did y'all do that? And I'm like, this is the motherfucker with the plan right here. I see what I'm like, the vision. You need that team to make it work. So I really want to get into like Aponte Media. Tell us, like, how long ago did you pick up a camera, and how did this all work out? How did you get here?
So I mean, man, it's a long time coming, you know. Like, I picked up a camera. I'd say I started with Photoshop first, right? I got like a fucking nice little laptop, maybe it was at the time, or a PC that I had just in the house laying around, right? And so I was in Paint, I was in Photoshop. I still got like, shouts out to YouTube, like you said, YouTube University. I still got mad videos up there of like just trying to teach people how to do things from a young age, how to like change somebody's color shirt and stuff like that. And slowly but surely, I found myself in situations like this where I was tied to somebody's vision, and I was always the one helping execute that, right? So I used to skateboard. I was the guy trying to do the parts and the clips. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like,
that's dope though.
Just trying to be somebody useful, somebody that I could help. You know?
I think that's a beautiful thing, and I think that's a really big gem too. Like, sometimes, like you say, you skate. You could have been busy trying to be the greatest skater, but you realize you had more value. And let me make these parts. Let me make these edits. Let me make my people look better. Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. A lot of people don't embrace that role ever. Right. A lot of people want to be. Very true.
That's where I feel like I've always found value in myself, is just being able to like unify people, you know what I'm saying? And like just bring everybody together, or like help their visions come to life. That's where I feel like my role has always been. And you know, I think because of that, there was parallels in our journeys. We mentioned Pablo, shout out to him. Yeah, big shout That's out my to little brother for real. So you know, because of that, they linked up however they did. He's not here to tell the story, but you know, like they linked up however they did. And then again, I just found myself in that position where it's like, okay, I could help facilitate this journey and make it that much more like simple, that much more easy, you know what I mean? So being in that position that I was in, we were just able to like make the vision work, and I was very aligned with what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? The same way that he's talking about like community based and stuff like that. All of that, I felt connected to, because again, that's something that I feel inspired by, is the people in my community, and like people that have been through the same kind of struggles that I've been through. You get what I'm saying? 100%. So I think that, you know, from there, to get a little bit into it, I picked up a camera. I don't know, I was maybe like 12, and I was just doing music videos. I was doing music videos, or like trying to do music videos for like my closest friends.
There's plenty of rappers in Patterson, so there's plenty of people to record.
Right, you get what I'm saying? So it was just like whoever had the best bars or whatever the case is, I was just trying to figure it out with them. You know what I mean? And so slowly but surely that grew into a thing. I mean, I shied away from it for some time. Like he said, you know, you get into this 9-to-5 space where you feel like, I don't know, you think everything is gonna work out how they picture it to be when you're growing up, trapped. But then you feel trapped at some point. You know what I mean? So then you gotta get out that space.
If you can, and not everybody is meant to do this entrepreneurship. Like,
absolutely,
100%.
And it's okay. Like, if you want structure, then maybe a 9-to-5, you just find the best 9-to-5 for you.
Yeah, that brings peace to people, and that's perfectly fine.
Because entrepreneurship, motherfucker, you're working 24.
Oh yeah, once you got a business, I'm sure you guys know.
Don't get it twisted. 9 to 5s, you know, if you somebody that likes to clock in and stuff like that and take the easy road, not to say that there's anything wrong in that, it's cool. But this entrepreneurship is it's 24/7.
24/7. I say every business is like a child, where like you gotta literally you gotta teach this how to grow from the minute it's crawling. You gotta take it to the point where it's gonna be running and walking and turns to a grown adult. Because it's like every business you gotta take care of it like a baby. You gotta feed it, give it everything you got. You gotta put all your money into it, all your attention.
Super important because everyone doesn't think it like that. Like everyone
they think it's just running by itself now.
Yeah, you get one successful drop or one successful thing and you're good. Like bro, like and we do this for
all the
like we it's like we drop a video and it took mad time and like hella creative process and we use a lot of our brain power to get this done, but like not for nothing. Like if you really want to break it down to numbers, motherfuckers see this shit maybe one time. It's 15 seconds to a minute. Right. We spend all this time and all this effort for a minute.
Right.
And then that's it. We're in Instagram, bro. Like you just swipe to the next post.
That's it.
So the real reason why we do these things is so when you think of like, oh shit, I need to get this done, who do I think of? And we were just talking about that not too long ago. Like, how many times you see a McDonald's? Oh, well, I'm gonna let you tell it.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I was reading this or maybe seeing it somewhere online, right? And they were saying how by the age that we're 21 in the U.S., you've already seen an advertisement of a burger 41,000 times.
Whoa!
You get what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
So
you have that down. Statistic is crazy.
Right.
What the fuck?
That statistic was crazy as hell to me. You know, McDonald's, they're a $1 billion company, I would imagine, right? So it's like if they out here marketing to us on that level,
you are so right.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like us that
subconsciously. It starts being subconscious.
It's there, right? So it's like us that we trying to do our own things.
Right.
We got to be there all the time.
Yeah, we can't let off the gas. You're so right.
You get what I'm saying?
My little 4 or 5 posts a week ain't shit. I saw 5 McDonald's commercials this morning.
But it doesn't have to be like that. You could also, there's 2 routes. It's either you post like rapid hella posts that don't really have that much substance, right? Or you're posting 4 or 5 times a day or 4 or 5 times a month or whatever the fuck how your rollout is, but it's all A1, like it's
super quality.
It's not like bullshit like, you know, dollar store steak. It's Wagyu, like A5. Like I'd rather have
that Kobe beef.
Yeah, I'd rather have you know, quality content.
He's been in good restaurants.
I'd rather go and make something that I'm proud of than rather post like 25,000 TikToks and they all are just seen and then swiped. They're like how you just like say like, oh, the Tony Hawk shit that was fired or this other thing and like that means it's working and that's what we pride ourselves on. So real quick, how I met Pablo is I'm in my apartment, I'm working. Like I'm putting out drops and I put out sunglasses. The sunglasses were an instant hit.
Facts, I remember that.
Right? So then I'm getting all these DMs and somebody hits me up, right? He's like, yo, I fuck with your shit, OD. Like if you got anything for sale, like if I could buy stuff like, you know, before it drops, I'm down. I was like, I mean, I'm looking at this thing, I'm like, all right. I mean, I guess I'm taking the extra bread. So then, when I'm designing, I design a drop, right? And once I'm done, like I'm waiting for it to be done. Like I do overseas production, so like I'm waiting for this shit to be done. So like I have mad time, so I'm like out here playing video games. Like I'm waiting for this shit to drop, and I'm good, right? So then he hits me up.
That was then.
Yeah, that was done. That was done. So I'm out here playing video games. He asked me, yo, can I go buy these sunglasses? So he buys like 3 of them shits, right? So he buys 3, and he's a client. He's not my friend. He's just a client. So I'm like, here's your products. I'm out. So then he cops something again, and then again and again. So I kept seeing him. So I was like, all right, I guess your shit is cool. So then these guys start doing like, that motherfucker, Pablo, you really manifested me.
It be like that, man. You need the people that believe in you first.
That's a fact.
So then they started doing videos with the products on. So I'm like seeing it. I'm like, damn, this camera's fire.
Hard,
So I'm like, but his music is like people know him as a graphic designer, but that motherfucker can make music and like all spectrums of music. So like he's he's my favorite artist of all time. Like to this day, like even though he's my brother, but like he's really good. Like,
I'm gonna have to tap in.
Like please make more music, dude. Anyways, so then they start doing this, like they start doing the videos and all these videos. I'm like, fire, cool. So then it happens to be, you know, one of my other brothers passes away, and I'm off the shrooms, and I'm just, you know, I'm crying. I'm driving home. He's coming to buy a sample from me, and I'm just like, I'm just driving those shrooms.
Explains the haircut. Explains the haircut. That's what I always have to know how to say because I love it.
I pick a one-of-one jacket, right? He buys some shorts, right? He buys the shorts, and I'm just like super emotional. Like I'm just super emotional.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, my mom is on vacation. I have, you know, hundreds of fucking pants and hundreds of jackets that I've made overseas. Damn. And I invite him in. I was like, yo, bro, I got some other shit. You want to come see it?
Come
like,
check it out.
I'm just saying, like, you want to see? He's like, yeah, like hell yeah. Because I don't invite nobody in my crib, so I don't know. He was just lucky. So I show him a jacket, right? And he has this jacket to this day. I show him this jacket. I was like, yo, check this out. Like, look it in the mirror. He puts it on. I mean, it was like meant to be. It was really fake. It was perfect on the length. It was fire. It was great. He was like, yo, this is so tough. And I'm just like crying.
He don't even know what you're going through right now.
I was just crying like 5 minutes ago.
Mushrooms, nigga.
So
I was like, puffy.
So I'm like, you know what? Like, honestly, like, I look him in the face and I'm just like, you know what? That's you, bro. He's like, nah, that's me. I was like, this is you. So then fast forward a week later, he's like, yo, I make graphics. He showed me his portfolio, and I'm just like, fuck it, let's do it. Like, how much? He was like, nah, I just want to work with you.
That's
so
tough,
then
man.
I was like, bet, you believe in me? Fast forward, you know, we started doing drops together, and then in the summer, I'm already in Miami. So then I hear about Bruno. He's like, yo, you gotta fuck with my brother. Like, I think we could, like, I think you would like him. The work would be fire. So I was like, word. So then I set up a FaceTime with you and Pablo. I'm like, so I was like, so break it down real quick. I can't do this by myself, and I never want to do this by myself. And I believe in, you know, putting your people on, and like 3 people or 4 people, however people you want to be in, have in your company is gonna like take you guys farther than one person.
Absolutely.
So then I don't look at it as I need to be the face and I don't want to make all the money. I don't care about money. I know I'm gonna make the money regardless.
Yeah, it's gonna come in.
And that's okay if I'm the face right now. So then I was looking for a team. I already have Pablo, and I'm really like Phil Jackson with this shit. Like I hand select my players, and they're not players obviously, but in perspective.
I understand the analogy.
So I'm looking at like you know, I got Pablo as a graphic designer. I'm looking for a videographer. You know what I'm saying? So then I call Bruno, and I say this with my whole heart. I'm like, yo, I would love for you to join the team. And he's like, right away, like, let's get it. And then, you know, pretty much, if you really want to say it, like, we're just the 3 musketeers. Like, we're really like here with it. And it's a really important that people know that are watching or listening that like, if you break bread with everybody, and you know, I made the table, but I needed plates. And I needed to bring the food. So what I did was they brought their food, they brought their pieces and their portions, and we started eating from each other's plates and filling each other's waters up and filling each other's cups up. Dope, because I can't do this shit myself, and I never want to do this shit myself. So here we are. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really here with my 3.
And this is the beginning.
Yeah, with my 2 brothers.
Yeah.
So then we go from a studio, and then we're just pumping out content. And I made sure that like if I have $100, like if I made $100 and I'm able to break bread with y'all, like I'm down. Like I will take $25. I don't give a shit. I'd rather bust it down, because it's more important for me to have my people and my 2 brothers know that they're equally as important.
Facts.
For me to win. Like for me to win, you are winning with me. Like it's not just like, oh, I won and I'm gonna take. No, we're going up together.
I'm a firm believer. If nobody's behind me, we all stand side by side.
Yeah. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like I got invited to the podcast. Yo, Bruno, come. Like,
that's dope.
Fuck it. They're gonna respect that shit.
Absolutely. So you said that's how it's lit. I said Bruno doing camera work behind it, or you gonna get on camera? He's like, you on camera? I'm like, it's lit. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm like, yo, Seiko, don't even worry about no questions. I got this.
Yeah. So it's important. So we did a fashion show. So we did Tommy Hilfiger the fashion show last September.
What?
The budget was, you know, our budget was our budget, and I was like, yeah, like however I could take my brothers with me. I had Pablo with me. That motherfucker does not know how to screen print. But I was like, I don't care if you don't know, you're gonna get on. And I invited another print shop to come with me, and there were my 2 homies and my other friend. So we were out here just like getting it, and like everybody else got a nice pay, but I gave Pablo 3x what everybody else was getting paid, because like fuck them, we win. It's us. It's always gonna be us, and it's always gonna be us.
100%.
So then it's just like really important that my team and they're not my team. They like I really mean it. They're my two brothers. Like I really love them. Like I appreciate everything they do for me and everything they do for the company, because like without them there's no me. Like I'm just a guy who prints shirts and like designs some stuff, but like
if he wasn't here to get these visions out,
like it's really important.
What's the point of doing all the work without somebody that can put it together and put these concepts together?
Now we're looking, we go get a store, and it's just like people like, oh, who's the owner? And now they used to look at me when we owned the studio. They're like, oh, he owns it. But now that we're at the store, I sat them down and I was like, yo, when somebody says who owns this shit, you tell them you or all three of us. Like it's not just Crack. Like it's us three. Like we own this shit. And now that people come in and like, yo, is Bruno here, or is Pablo here, or is Crack here? Yeah. And then my brothers could direct you and however, because they're well versed in everything. So you want a video? I know a little bit about a video because I'm his assistant. And we're going to do these videos. Yes. Because I don't care about being the fucking head guy. Like, you want an assistant, bro? Whatever you need, I'm there for it. And vice versa. He needs me to. I need him to do something, like he done it. And Pablo, same thing. And I think it's like it's really important that people know that like it takes a tribe to build this shit. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Wow.
And you know what I'm saying? Like it's really like that.
And, for sure.
And I'm super happy that I was blessed to have these guys in this lifetime, and I hope to have them in every lifetime.
That's I definitely wanted to touch on like, so all the back end, the dirty work, like how long does it take to like create one of those videos? Because like shout out to both. Listen, Crack and Bruno pulled up on me and shot this fire commercial for me. Got me mad business, mad likes, mad interactions. You know what I'm saying? Lit me up on fire. I ain't gonna lie. As soon as I did that, I was like, yeah, it's time for this rap. I'm like, it's only right. You know what I'm saying? It was already buzzing, so I'm like, I started doing these rap. And I gotta give a big shout out to my brother Inkman B, because he had him on a podcast last year. My boy, listen, one of my biggest inspirations. I love everything he's done in the last couple years, because it's inspired me to really get on my shit. Literally, like him, he's 4 or 5 years younger than me, and I look at him like yo, that's the not the big homie, but like damn near like, yo, bro, you really inspired the fuck out of me. Nah, for real, he inspired the fuck out of me. So I revert that back to like, how long does it take to like do something like when you shoot a video for somebody, 60-second video, how long does that process take? Or like, and then same question after that is like, how long does it take when you have to make an order of like 100 shirts? Like how does it take us through that process? Like going to record something, because I mean you do a bunch of cinematography too. You don't just do commercials and stuff, like
for sure.
You do weddings, you're doing music videos, you're doing a bunch of stuff. So
right.
Take us through that process a little bit. What is that like, creating a promo video for somebody?
For sure. I mean, so basically it starts with the vision, and you put that on paper. It's called the treatment. You know, or you start storyboarding, stuff like that. You just try to get all your ideas on there.
You just throw like a dartboard.
You just throw and try to see as many things come up, right? And then from there, you kind of start piecing together, all right, so how am I gonna make this happen? Who do I need to bring on team? Shout out to Leo, one of my guys. He works with me. Alexa as well, you know, doing production and producing, like, you know, getting all the models together and stuff like that. So you try to figure out, that's called pre-production. And then from there you go into the production day, you know, so you figure out what days you're shooting, you know, what times, what locations and things like that. Production days are typically the easiest, as long as you got the right people with you, you know, like he said. Sometimes anybody else, they could hold a hand, you know, they could just be an assistant. That's really important.
Help with the lighting, do something.
Right. Anything that you could, any more people that you could bring into the mix that are like unified and understand what the vision is, then just to make it happen, always best. So that's production day, and then pre-production or post-production, which is editing.
Right. You know, editing. Yeah.
Hold on. This guy, I thought I had a good work.
Oh, trust me, I know
this guy. Yo, hold on.
Y'all recorded.
You
my
put him
commercial was
on
done
to the
next
5
day.
hour energy.
Yo, for real.
You cracked that?
Yo, for real.
That's all about crack and Bruno.
We gotta talk about it.
5 hour energy.
Listen, anybody that knows me for real knows I got a narcoleptic problem. I'll fall asleep doing anything. It don't matter. We could be talking, driving. I'll fall asleep on you fast, right? So boom. Shouts out to Ez. You put me on.
Listen, 5 hour energy, got to cut that check, goddamn. Yo, I've been rocking with him for a minute.
I'll be in the studio. He'd be editing on the desk, and he'd just be like,
Sip half this bottle real quick. Watch this, nigga.
For real.
Watch this.
You going 100 miles an hour, nigga.
My man was like, yo, I'm mad jittery right now.
Don't drink the whole thing.
He's like, I didn't eat anything. I was like, bro, your stomach is just like.
Right.
But yeah, so
crank that workout.
post-production,
So
talk
yeah,
about
then
the
the
work
post-production, you know, you go into editing, your favorite NLE software, whatever that might be, and you just start putting everything, all the pieces together. So all in all, I would say that it takes from like idea, the conception of the idea to execution. You know, anything could take from 3 to 4 days. Now, and this is over a period of like hours. So if I break it down into hours, we're talking about like usually 16 to 18 hours to like produce a video from idea to the executing of what people see.
Wow. So you got, and the thing is, I can tell that you really mastered your craft, that you have it down to a science.
Yeah, you have it down to the numbers. So that makes sense.
And I love the fact how you guys work as a team and bounce ideas off each other, and you let the other person lead when they're needed. Oh yeah, and then you're the assistant to them leading.
Yes, that's beautiful.
It's all about finding a team, and sometimes it's about submission. You know, you're better at this than I am.
Right.
So let me know what you need from me as the assistant. Okay, your job is done. Now it's my turn. I'm gonna need this.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it's about. That's what it's about. A family, a team.
It makes sense,
like you said,
they both said
a buffet. You all bringing something to the table. Yeah. Now we're feasting with a buffet. You know what I mean?
I always tell people like, if your homie's closer to the rim, pass the fucking ball. Let them score.
Like that. It's that simple. Send that assist this way. Like, it's only right.
Chris Paul, Blake Griffin. I
realized it makes sense why you guys get along so much, because y'all both subliminally pretty much explained how it ain't nothing for me to take a step back and understand, oh, I have more value in this. I'll take this step back. Here you go. Go ahead. Play ball. Do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Sure. And I realized that even just when you guys came to do the promo, because Crack did all the talking at first when he was texting me. Right, but once I got there, I quickly realized, oh, Bruno's the one who did. Like he did the whole like the concept of it and had everything broken down. Told us like, yo, you walk here, you stand here, this and that. I'm like, oh, okay. And then me and Crack was just at this point, we were just the models in the video.
Okay.
Sure. You know what I'm saying?
You need to be here.
And so now I'm seeing exactly what you guys are saying, because I understood that then, and now I really get it. It's like, oh, okay, you're quick to back up, boom, let's go.
Yeah, because a lot of people look at me as the face, which is fine because I've started this.
Yeah, because you got the brand name.
Yeah, I have the brand recognition and whatever the fuck, right? So that's why I'll be the lead, get us in the door, and then pass it to who needs to get passed to, and then they overtake me, and then I'm the assistant because I don't know what the fuck we're doing. So why would I do that? Like, you know what I mean? I don't. And then they build their own relationship. So yes, you know me, but then when shoot day, you're like, oh shit, Bruno. So now you know two of us, and then when you meet the third, or vice versa, it doesn't matter how.
It doesn't matter the order.
It doesn't matter the order. You now meet three of us. So then now, how we make bread? Well, you got production, you got graphic, you got logo work, you got videography. So then that's how we tackle all three sources of incomes at the same time.
And I want to talk about it because you were just telling us like how people don't understand the dirty work and the working till 4 or 5 in the morning sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Rather be editing, rather be making a bunch of shirts that need to be due by a certain time. Like I wanted to ask, like, what's like some of the biggest jobs you've had to do? Like, you ever had like some crazy job where it's like, yo, I got to print 100 shirts by a certain day?
Yeah.
Or 300 shirts, some crazy shit.
Yeah,
like,
I did 300. I think the quickest turnaround time I ever did was 300 shirts in 12 hours.
What?
Yeah, it was for
wait.
It was for
12 hours?
Amazon Music. I got past this like quick bag.
Ooh, that's a quick. That's an alley-oop.
Yeah, so it was more about
that's an alley-oop.
It was more about getting this shit done rather than like the payment. I mean, the payment was great, but like when you get paid and you have to do something like in a time period like 12 hours, like it's never like enough because you're like, fuck, I gotta do this shit. Yeah. Wow. So I broke it down into
that's like 5 shirts an hour. Like if I'm not mistaken,
it's like a lot.
Right? Yeah, it's like a lot.
Yes. So what I did was I broke it down. I got in there early. I pumped out. I think I do.
No, it's 25 shirts an hour. Pardon me.
So I did.
Wrong math.
Well, I pumped out.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. So it took me 12 hours because I took breaks because I didn't want to mentally fry myself.
Of course.
Because I knew I was gonna fry myself. So I did about 50 shirts every hour. Then took an hour off to eat and then to prep other work because I knew
50 shirts?
Oh no, but
hour?
I could do 100 shirts in an hour. If it's
What
a one
the
color,
fuck?
if it's a one color, I can pump out 100 shirts.
Damn.
Because it just becomes repetition. I mean,
Yeah, with them screen, but still, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah, so then
And mentally, what the fuck?
So the beauty of not being like, well, always being booked and having jobs in the queue is that you always have shit. So like, yeah, I took a job, but I pushed it forward so I could get this 24-hour job done. Yeah. So what I did was I just pushed it forward, but then I was prepping for other stuff. Jobs. So it took me 12 hours to do one job, but I was then lined up and ready, cocked and loaded to do everything else. Yeah. So yeah, that was the quickest turnaround time I did, but the most I've ever did was 1,500 prints.
What the?
And it was only like 200 t-shirts. But because it was 6 colors, you have to think about it. Sometimes you have to hit colors twice. So each print is it's a print. So I did 1,500 and about I think 24 hours.
What?
Wow. That's
so the reason why I'm able to do that.
Numbers.
How to put up little table numbers.
I can't do 1,500 anything in 24 hours.
Yeah, I think the real reason why I do it is just because like I don't want to be broke. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't want to be broke.
You're like, I
don't want to be broke. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you could go to anywhere else. Like you could go to any print shop and you could get a one color done, but it's like you could go to like IHOP and get a pancake. But, or you could go anywhere to get a steak, but you can't go to a 5-star Michelin and, you know, it's not the same service. Like,
correct. 100%.
Absolutely. It's not the same sauce. It's not the same. Everything is different. So when you come to MadeByCrack, you if you don't know what MadeByCrack is and you hear like, oh, what MadeByCrack? But when you speak to us and speak to the staff, you're like, wow, this place is great. Because then we help you. Like, let's say you have a design, right? And you have the 6-color design, but I think personally you could bring this down to 2 colors and it'll save you money and it'll look better. People take my advice pretty serious because then they do it, and then when they sell out, they're like, wow, I didn't know I could save X amount of dollars. But also here's a better thing. Or if you have a design and I think I could tweak it, I'll pass it to Pablo. I'm like, yo, listen, you could come sit down when Pablo's here. He's here from X amount of days. Come down and sit down. We have a big screen on the back, so you could go work with him. Wow. And they usually do it, and then we pump out something way better. So like, we're bringing a whole service. Like it's a whole service.
It ain't just, we not just about to print this shit that you sent us. Like, we're gonna give you some suggestions, some ideas.
Yeah, for sure. And if you don't take them, like we'll print it and
by all means, right.
But when you let us do our job, you're gonna like it, and that's the reason why MadeByCrack is MadeByCrack.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
that's very telling, and the fact that you know, some people it's about the bottom dollar. I see you trying to make a connection with your clients. Like, listen, I can save you money by doing this. You know?
But also at the same time, if you're winning, then I'm winning.
Yes,
because you're coming back, and a lot of people were like, oh well, if you're not coming, and that's why my prices are one of the lowest everywhere, because I've searched. My prices, let's say somebody's charging like other print. Like we bought the machine, and the guy in Yonkers is charging like construction and like contract work, fucking $13 per shirt. I'm charging with the shirt probably like $8. So it's just like a big. But now if you're doing 100, 300 pieces, you're saving mad bread.
Yeah, you're saving mad bread.
The margins get crazy.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. But
I guess I'll go right into it. If you really want to make money as a print shop, like this is how you do it, and this is like the most ultimate gem. Streetwear is not you like it's not it. Like you don't make as much money, and it's harder. You know, and a lot of people don't take streetwear like serious. Like they'll do a job and then it won't do well, and then they'll disappear. They'll disappear for 6-8 months, right? I'll break it down. So listen, if you're a brand, don't put your brand name here because no one knows you. You know what I'm saying? Like if you just started, no one knows you. Like it just does not work. Like it just does not work. So why not just make a graphic? Like make a design, make something that
like this. Yeah. Shout out to MadeByCrack. She go crazy with these. You know what I'm saying? My boy went crazy with this. I love this colorway.
I think it's important for people to understand that like it's gonna take time. Like if you, it's crazy because you really have to break it down in numbers. So we do 20. I tell people like do 25 tees, right? You know, if you must know 25 people, right?
Right.
So if you have a design you're proud of, yada yada, you have a design, right?
Right.
25 tees. You at least know that you could sell half of them by people that you know.
Yeah.
And the reason that you do 25 is that you can kind of know at a smaller scale what sizes sell the best, what color sells the best.
These is big gem. Ding,
Yeah,
ding, ding.
Wow.
Yeah, what color sells the best, what sizes sell the best, because you can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna sell all of them. No, it's really not that. Like you don't sell. It's really rare to sell all of it. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
But if you sell 70%, it gives you an idea of what's working and what's not. And a lot of people
on a small scale, you can learn, you can scale it.
Yeah. So when you see what works and what doesn't work, so like.
Right.
This is a real gem because I've lost so much bread and
printing out 100 larges when you only needed 60.
Yeah,
Right.
you know,
You should have printed out 100 mediums.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I
So
see it. I see exactly what
and
you're
not
saying.
everybody's different, and not everybody's the same. Some people, their brand, their niche. A lot of people are smaller, so they buy smalls and mediums.
That's also
and
important.
sometimes people like
you
the
at Lane
oversized
Bryant,
shit.
you go do the XLs.
So you gotta learn that, and not every time like you do a one color is gonna bang. But if your brand is 6 colors, then you have to find a way to kind of do that. And and vice versa, if your shit sells more at 1-2 colors, stop making 6 colors, and it's more expensive too. Like,
Yeah, right.
Like don't do that. It just doesn't make sense. And a lot of people think like bigger is better. Like not every time bigger is better. Like we're in a market where jumbo size they want to go up and down, but then when they get the price, they're like, damn, I don't want to do that.
I'm rethinking it now.
Yeah, now you got to rethink it. Sometimes it's smaller. And here at MadeByCrack, we pride ourselves in giving you the best product. So, like, yeah, dude, I think you should make it a little smaller. You save yourself money, but also it just looks better. And then when it sells out, they're like,
You're right.
damn.
You was right. See?
I should have listened.
So, yeah, I think it's smart like that. But going back into how to make money as a print shop, and this is something I've learned from Google, from YouTube, and other podcasts, like other print shop podcasts, like contract work. Like
Yes.
like contract
Working with schools, working with programs, camps,
For sure.
sports.
So let's break it down to numbers, right? So 25 pieces, a streetwear brand will do 25 pieces.
Right.
One color, if you break it down, is what our prices would come out to like 136 after like taxes on.
To make 25 shirts? That's not bad.
Yeah,
at all.
no,
That's amazing.
$136, right?
What?
That's
crazy.
So then
It's amazing.
you factor in 136, but they disappear. So 6 months from one client, depending on who the client is, you make 136. Now you have to do that multiple times. You have to have multiple clients to get to
even keep the lights on.
To even keep the lights on.
Right.
Now you break it down even smaller. Now a company, a Fortune 500 company, needs to do this, right? They need to have like shirts and employees or whatever the fuck. So they're gonna do 5,000 pieces. Now, even though that the price goes down in the number of quantity, because the more you do, obviously the price gets cheaper.
Of course.
You break down the numbers. So then when you get down to the lower numbers, you're doing, $2 or $1.50 for 7,000. $1, you're making. If you do $2 times 7,000,
it's
$14,000.
Yeah,
That's just for the prints.
Right.
That's just for the prints. That's
not the
our
shirt.
cash.
Right.
Now you do how other print shops make money is that if this t-shirt, if I have a wholesale account and this shirt costs $2.50 for me to get, but it costs $5 for retail, I made $2.50. Now you put $2.50 times 7,000 because you need to make 7,000 t-shirts.
Right.
You're making an extra side, you're making money.
Yeah.
So now you go, you're a print shop, right? You want to go make some money. You want to figure out how I could do this. And actually, if you could do this at your home if you have the equipment. You just have to go into your neighborhood. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, like, go into your neighborhood, look into your neighborhood, go walk it, right? See what kind of businesses, how many schools are there, right? Look up the
You dropping some gems right now.
Yeah. No, but this is seriously this is like, it's fucking free game, and it's like a lot of people charge this, but I don't give a shit. Like, your pockets are not my pockets. I don't care. So now you go into your town, right? Let's say Patterson. Patterson is humongous. How many schools are in Patterson?
There's like 10 high schools.
I couldn't even tell you. Yeah,
there's so many
like
schools.
10 high
Like
schools.
eight or 9 high schools.
8 or 9 high schools.
However many middle schools.
So now
elementary.
Every school has an educational budget, and the city gives it, right? Budgets for small schools are like $7 million. Right, obviously you're not gonna make $7 million,
right?
But there's
a piece in it that can come to me.
This is how you look at it. They
Right.
break it down into salary, pension, uniforms or whatever fuck, and then trips or whatever hell. Right now They have to spend that money. They
have to
spend that money to get more money. What are they gonna do? They're gonna ask you, all right, you sell you do blind bids. This is how you really get another gem. You have to get your seller's permit from New Jersey, but if you want to be a big baller, you got to get it from New York because they're both like they make a lot of money.
Right.
So if you're in New Jersey, perfect. You have your reseller's license, and your EIN. You have to LLC your company because if you don't LLC and you're not shit. They're not
official decision.
They can't pay you.
They get money from the government. They have to show taxes and who's legit, right? Boom. So then after that, you get a blind bid, but power to the people, right? So if you know people, right, you go and ask like, yo, what's your budget? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll beat your budget. So then you still put the blind bid in, but you get it.
Yeah.
So now if the thing is $27,000 for the year, right? You just made $27,000. Your business just made $27,000. And this is how people can make 6 figures easy. It's not like if you really break it down and just like kind of like think about it, how I can make $100,000, and this is how we made over 6 figures this year. We just like broke it down to numbers. Like, yo, 27,000 for one high school. Genius. Now, if you're telling me,
there's 10 in this one area,
and not every high school is the same size. So some of them, the budgets are bigger. Yeah. So now 27,000 times 9 is a lot of fucking money. You're gonna do a lot of. It's gonna be a lot of work, but you just made over 6 figures breaking down just schools. Now you do streetwear, you do other events.
Of course.
And this is how these people make 500,000, 700,000, 800,000.
One business refers to the next business because they're like, yo, fuck with this young kid. He's going crazy. He looks like he's from this area. Like, he's from the area. He's you know what I'm saying? Like, they would rather support that because they can easily go to Harrison Johnson Print and Co. and get that done there. But there's this young kid named Crack by Whack that got a slipper tattooed on his head. I want to pay him. You know what I'm saying? There's another kid named Bruno. I want to make sure they get paid because they came in here and they're trying to build something.
On my head, bro.
So
he's the one who tattooed.
He 100% has a tongue clip on his head. Ladies and gentlemen, he's a maniac. But I say all that to say, like, man, it's dope to even think like that and approach it being so business savvy with it and thinking like, oh, I can go chase these bigger bags by just reaching out to these bigger people. And a lot of people, especially when you look the way y'all look, they'll be scared to it. But I don't know if I can even go into there. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you got to be willing to take that step and be like, I need to go get this bag. We gonna go talk.
That's why we like people will be like, what's your name? And people know if you know my government, you know my government, but I go by Crack and Swag.
I know his government.
I go by Crack and Swag. So when I meet people, and I'm very adamant, like I'm very like I separate my personal life or my personal life, I guess, my personal life and my business life separate. Right. If you know me, you know me. But if you don't, it's Crack. Right. So when I meet these people, well, it's Crack, and they'll be like, Crack, but by the end of the conversation, they're like, Crack. Oh my God,
man. So I really gotta ask a big question because unfortunately I know we're running a little low on time. I just know it. I can feel it. And I hate that feeling, especially when I know shit is going. We got so many more questions I would really love to ask, but I definitely want to ask, like, okay, so where do you guys see yourselves, let's say 10 years from now? Because I know you're working on a warehouse. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that already, but you know what I'm saying? We just sit here talking about 4,500 square feet not enough. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, we need more than that.
We was talking some shit just now before the cameras got on. So I want to know, like, where do you guys see yourself? Let's say 10 years from now, and then since we're young enough, I want to see like 30 years from now. Like, where do you guys see yourselves? And y'all could decide whoever wants to answer first, for real.
Well, I mean, for real, I just hope that the gems that we drop from here to 10 years put money in everybody's pockets and help everybody, and help, most importantly, help everybody like be who they are for real, like themselves, find themselves however they can, understand that like, yo, we're one for real. Each and every one of us on this world, we're an anomaly to begin with. We shouldn't even be here for real. So the fact that we are
not lying
is amazing. And if anything that I say can help one person move in that direction from now to 10 years, then I'm super grateful for that.
Yo, bro, that just spoke so much volume, bro. I asked this man, where does he see himself?
Nah, he's like, nah.
Bro, I'm not worried about me. I want to see what everybody else gonna be able to pick up from that. That's fucking beautiful, man. That speaks volumes. That was dope.
It's about us, bro.
I really like that answer. Crack, what about you? Where do you see? What's the vision for? What do you see as far as Made by Crack and as far as Ponte Media? Where do y'all see ourselves in 10 years, 20, 10, and then 30?
I will have a fucking movie in the theaters though by then.
Yes, sir. We talking about that. Listen, we gonna manifest that here. Where we gonna finish? We got this on camera. It's recorded. It's official. When that movie drops, it's fucking lit.
I'm going to premiere when that.
I'm looking forward to it.
We're actually super. Yeah, we're in line to do something for a festival. Really, because we have so many ideas.
Y'all working.
Yeah, we have so many ideas.
I know y'all network is vast, so it ain't difficult to make that happen.
For the collective, I think in 10 years, I want to have, a couple, like, I don't even think in 10 years, because I think in like year 5, we're in year 2. I think year 5, we're going to have at least 2 years one, at least one warehouse in New Jersey. And then I'm Dominican, so I want to bring back like manufacturing back over there.
Wow.
So I think it's like really like side note, like I'm pro brown, pro ethnic, like if it could elevate any of my people, let's
fucking go.
I love that.
If you know, because my clients that they would know, like if you're brown, you're definitely getting a discount of some sort.
It's always love, man.
But yeah, I want to have 2 warehouses, and I think for me, like how I view my life, I don't care what I do. As long as my people are good and we build generational wealth and we break the generational traumas that are within our families, and we just have a healthy life, like this shit doesn't mean shit to me. Like it really doesn't. Like I could walk away from MadeByCrack and start something new and it wouldn't faze me, because as long as I progress and I'm happy about what I did and happy of my life and my family's healthy and
everybody in a
we're
good
wealthy.
position.
I don't give a shit. Like
it doesn't define who you are as a person.
No,
I think that was a great way to define what MadeByCrack really stands by. MadeByCrack, Ponte Media. Like I think that was a great way, because you guys both said something very similar where it wasn't about y'all for real.
Yeah.
Like, we really don't care.
It's really not about y'all for real. Of course, because the shit that's gonna the things that are gonna help you guys sustain is gonna happen no matter what. Y'all hustlers, y'all entrepreneurs. Y'all know y'all gonna be good. It ain't about y'all. I see where y'all coming from. I'm gonna be good regardless. We know, like it's bigger than that. It's about being able to provide for people jobs, opportunities, the ideas, the inspiration, the building a factory back home in your home country. Like, man, that's beautiful, and that's why you guys are gonna keep on progressing and keep on going up. And it's only the beginning.
Really,
2 years in, y'all got a beautiful store, crazy backyard. Like I can only see it going up from here, man.
If I could say one more thing,
of course,
to the people that are watching, and if you're starting your journey, don't be afraid to lose. Like we've lost so much, and every loss is not really a loss. It's a lesson on how to win more. Because if you never lost, if you only won, right? Like if you only win, you don't know what like it feels to lose. Like, and you don't know how to get to the next step. If you lose and hit rock bottom, like I hit rock bottom 24/7. Like I'm always looking up, because I don't ever want to look down, because if I look down, then I didn't enjoy the journey. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really important to enjoy the journey. You know what I'm saying? Like you were probably mad shitty at tattooing, and now look at you. Yeah. So now look at you.
You believed in me.
But it's really important. Enjoy the process, because the process is going to be way better than the end result.
Hell yeah.
Enjoy the race. Please. Don't enjoy being at the finish line. You'll really remember it, and it will really build who you are as a person, and it will build your character, because I could tell you the last 5 years was hell, and I've been to hell and back. And then let me tell you, it was wonderful, and I really stand by that, because
I love that quote.
I could literally look at my brothers and I'm like, yo, you remember when we were fucking poor?
Right. And I like, and just to end, I like what you said there, because I feel like if you were just given what you got now, you wouldn't appreciate.
Absolutely,
you wouldn't appreciate it.
Nah,
you would not appreciate it.
It
all comes with it. It all comes with the package. And and like you said, if you win all the time, you're not looking at the faults that you did, because you won. Yeah. We already won this game. It doesn't matter, the turnovers we had, because we won.
Yeah.
Now when you lose, and now you're playing every play in your mind what you could have done better.
Yeah, anybody that plays sports knows what the fuck we're talking about. You're like,
absolutely.
damn, I should have did this.
Yeah, man. But it's like they say, man, it's a major downfall for a major comeback. What is it? No, it's a major setback for a major comeback.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to go through rock bottom in order to go see what, like they say, man, joy wouldn't feel so good if it wasn't for pain. You know what I'm saying? Sunshine wouldn't feel so good if it wasn't for rain.
Yin and yang, baby. It's all a balance.
Man, on that note, man, I think that's a perfect way to segue, man. Unfortunately, we gotta end the episode, man. But I just want to give y'all a special thank you again, man. I appreciate y'all for real.
Man, thanks for coming, for real. Thanks for coming.
Especially for spreading this message, the story.
Thank you for having
us. It's been an honor, man. Especially because I know this is you guys are only gonna grow, and I'm be like, yo, we had them on our podcast way back. We had them on years ago.
This only gonna keep growing.
Oh yeah, for sure. Thank you, man. We only manifested big things, man. We're gonna give a special thank you again, Aponte Media, made by Crack. Crack is whack. Y'all Bruno Aponte on the gram. We're gonna put both their tags.
Big shout out Pablo too. He ain't here, but big shout out to Pablo. DFP, baby.
Yeah. What's TFP mean?
DFP. Don't fucking Pablo.
Don't fucking Pablo. I like that. Yeah, shout out to Pablo, man. Hopefully we get y'all back on here when we talking about how many millions y'all made, and we have Pablo up here. You know what I'm saying?
No. We're gonna talk about how many people they helped. Feel me?
Oh yeah. That's what we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about how many people they helped. Man, thank y'all so much. Big shout out to Mar for letting this episode keep going too, Mar. We appreciate you always.
Bravey Studios, shout out.
It's been the Free Gems Podcast, episode 72.
We out of here.
No mistake this time. Appreciate y'all, man. We gone.
Thank you.
Thank you.